What's up, guys? So one of the most popular questions I've been asked, and I haven't got around to answering yet because I was so focused on like the SARMs thing and all that, are questions about the current lineup of pro hormones, and the most popular two are 1-andro and 4-andro. You'll pretty much find these at just about any local supplement store you go to. You won't find it at GNC or Vitamin Shop because technically it is a pro hormone and they try to keep their name away from that kind of stuff. But anyways, so let's rewind time back to the 1950s or 1960s when they first started experimenting with pro hormones. And I believe DHEA was the first thing that they were messing with, which is, DHEA I guess is technically a pre-hormone, meaning it has to go through your liver and convert itself into whatever hormone it might convert itself into. You know, and typically you can't choose, you know, it goes through your adrenal glands and it could convert itself into estrogen, DHT, testosterone. Sorry, I'm talking really fast and I'm mumbling. But anyways, so pharmaceutical companies came across anabolic steroids. So, you know, and that's when the bodybuilding scene really took off and went larger than life. And people kind of forgot about pro hormones for quite a long time. But once they realized, you know, there wasn't a lot of money to be made in bodybuilding, you know, they had to come up with supplements that could make normal people look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's when these supplement companies started to develop these pro hormones. In particular, it was androsterone. And this was used by a lot of people throughout the late 80s, the 90s, and 2000s. Actually, Mark McGwire was busted using androsterone the year that he hit all those home runs. I think he broke the record one year, and that was the year that he was taking androsterone. So that just goes to show you how effective this stuff was. And I know when I was in high school, a lot of football players were taking it, and in a matter of weeks, guys would go from being like just kind of small and, you know, just normal looking guys into absolute fucking beasts. So it was very effective, but it did come with all the same side effects that steroids come with, and it was also liver toxic, and so it was actually worse than steroids. The results weren't quite as effective as steroids, but the side effects were worse than steroids. So anyways, moving forward, in 2014, Barack Obama passed the what was it, Steroid Control Act of 2014, I believe that's what it was called. And that basically eliminated all pro hormones that they added to the list. I mean, they had came out with acts before that, but this one pretty much, you know, banned everything that was left. And they added a new clause to this bill, which was basically that anything that's not considered a natural substance or that doesn't occur in your body naturally is considered illegal and unsafe. So androsterone and, you know, all the good stuff was basically banned, and it can't be sold. And it's also, that has a huge impact of why SARMs are illegal as well. And they're passing another bill that's going to just completely obliterate SARMs from the market. But anyways, what I want to talk about today is 1-andro. 1-andro is also called 1-DHEA or 1-androsterone. Anyways, it's a non-methylated, I guess, pro-hormone or pre-hormone, whatever you want to call it, because it does have to convert. So basically, 1-andro is actually probably the safest one on the market right now because it doesn't convert to DHT and it doesn't convert to estrogen, or it doesn't aromatize to DHT or aromatize into estrogen, which is really good because I think probably the biggest side effects that people are concerned with is getting gyno or bitch tits and hair loss. Those are probably the two biggest things. From my research, you know, I've seen conflicting studies, but it does show in a lot of studies that it can cause erectile dysfunction, decrease sperm mobility, you know, things like that. So that's some serious stuff that you would want to, you know, really think about before you decide to go out there and try it. Me personally, it's not for me. I'm not going to give up my sex life for, you know, a little bit of a better body. But anyways, the good stuff with 1-androsterone is it's not liver toxic, doesn't convert to DHT, doesn't convert to estrogen. It will help you build muscle, and it is an effective muscle builder. And it will also, it's somewhat thermogenic, so it will burn fat pretty quickly as well. So you'll build muscle and burn fat at the same time. You will transform your body taking it, but keep in mind the major side effects that you're looking at are erectile dysfunction and decreased sperm mobility. So that's infertility, and it's messing with your sexual organs, guys. So that's definitely a serious side effect. So, take at your own risk, I should say. And there's also 4-andro. I want to talk about 4-andro as well. Now this will aromatize into DHT, which will cause hair loss, and it will aromatize into estrogen, which could cause gyno or bitch tits, and also it could come with side effects like acne, and it also has side effects such as erectile dysfunction and decreased sperm mobility. So 4-andro is much more anabolic than 1-andro. It will put mass on you, but the side effects that come with it are pretty serious. So you're definitely going to want to take at your own risk, definitely research it properly. And I would say if you take 4-andro, I would combine it with something like aromatase, which will prevent aromatization into estrogen, which will prevent the gyno. And it should help prevent the conversion to DHT as well, which should help prevent hair loss, but you may still get a little bit of those side effects. And there's really no way to prevent the erectile dysfunction and decreased sperm mobility. So those are two major concerns you're going to want to think about when you take these substances. It's almost, in my opinion, I would not give up my sex life for any amount of muscle, unless maybe I was making millions of dollars like some of these bodybuilders are and some of these professional athletes are. I understand in that situation, because, you're literally talking about making $50,000 a year or making $50 million a year, When you're looking at it from that perspective, it might be worth it, but if you're just a regular guy going to the gym, and you just want to look good and you want to build a little bit of muscle or maybe get a little bit stronger, I don't think that either one of these pro hormones are worth it. But on a side note, it doesn't look like either one of them are going to be banned anytime soon, because they're derivatives of DHEA and that occurs naturally. So it's almost impossible for the government to ban a natural substance. Anyways, guys, that's all I have on 1-andro and 4-andro. I kind of just babbling now. Hope this video was somewhat informative. And, my closing statement would be both of these work. 1-andro is better for cutting. 4-andro is better for bulking. Sorry, there's a wasp. I hate fucking wasps. Yeah, but they both come with serious side effects. 4-andro comes with side effects that include balding, gyno, erectile dysfunction, decreased sperm mobility. 1-andro will come with just erectile dysfunction and decreased sperm mobility. So those are the two things that you'll need to look out for. Yeah, but that's all I have on that, guys. As always, I hope you get out there and you build some muscle. But, take this stuff at your own risk. I don't suggest it, but it is effective if that's the route you want to go.
The ladies love big, thick shoulders.